So for me, this is a topic of conversation that comes up often, and in all honesty, I feel like this is something that people try to find a justification for, or I heard from someone else that they're fine when doing it, so I should be okay, and that doesn't make it right. And I am a proponent of supporting LinkedIn in every way, shape, and form. So there's a lot that I want to go over in today's training and today's episode. And the title of today's training and today's episode is the easiest way to get kicked off of LinkedIn for life. And I'm going to just spell it out for you very, very clearly today. And there are some things that you should absolutely not do. And just be mindful. Just because someone has told you that what they're doing is working, it's working for now. And it may not work in the future. Now, before we get into everything that I want to discuss with you guys today, as Nancy and I kind of mentioned last week, a lot of people are struggling with creating high engaging content on LinkedIn. We have created a resource for all of you. It is called the High Impact Post Templates for LinkedIn content that obviously attracts clients and higher engagement. It's completely free to you. If you're watching on social, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, just type me in the comments, ME, and I will send you the links. You can download it. If you're listening on the podcast, super easy. Just go to the description of this episode, click the link, and the template is yours. Okay. So, what is the easiest way to get kicked off of LinkedIn for life? Very simple, very simply put. Violating the LinkedIn user agreement. That is the easiest way to get kicked off of LinkedIn for life. Now, there's a lot of components to the LinkedIn user agreement, and I can guarantee anyone listening or watching, you probably have not read it in its entirety the way that I have. I have read the LinkedIn user agreement in its entirety. Why? As someone who specifically uses LinkedIn for business and personal branding purposes, I can't afford to violate the user agreement. If I violate it and I lose everything that I've built for the last 13 years on LinkedIn, I don't know what I would do. So I am a proponent. I am an advocate for following the LinkedIn user agreement. And there's a lot of people that disagree with me. They don't care. They take the advice of other people that are violating the LinkedIn user agreement and getting away with it. That doesn't make it right. And I always give forewarning to people. Listen, I'm going to give you suggestions. I'm going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. If you choose to violate the user agreement and do that until you get caught, LinkedIn doesn't give you any warnings anymore. They literally just delete your account and you will never be able to use the platform ever again. Now, if you haven't actually read the LinkedIn user agreement, all you have to do is just Google LinkedIn user agreement and it will give you a link that you can click. And when you go to the LinkedIn user agreement, you actually want to click on the do nots. So again, there's a lot of things that go into it. There's a lot of components to the LinkedIn user agreement. But when you go to the LinkedIn user agreement page, you're going to see 10 different sections: the introductions, obligations, rights and limits, disclaimer, termination, governing law, general terms, LinkedIn do nots and do's, complaints regarding content, how to use LinkedIn. You want to go to the do and do nots. And specifically, you want to go to the do nots, the don'ts. You agree that you will not. Now, there's a lot in here, but the ones that I always like to highlight is 8.2.2, which is the second do not. You agree that you will not develop, support, or use software, devices, scripts, robots, or any other means of processes, such as crawlers, browser plugins, and add-ons, or any other technology to scrape or copy the services, including profiles and other data from the services. That is the first thing. Now, that is a huge violation. But if you scroll down even further, there is an area on here. It's 8.2-13. And that is use bots or other unauthorized automated methods to access the services and or download contacts, send or redirect messages, create, comment on, like, share, or reshare posts, or otherwise drive inauthentic engagement. So LinkedIn is really telling you that they do not want you using any software or any plugins. And you can read through some of the other ones, but you also should not have anyone logging into your account, because they do say create a false identity on LinkedIn, misrepresent or identify, create a member's profile for anyone other than yourself, or attempt to use another's account, such as sharing login credentials or copying cookies. Now, I bring this to everyone's attention, and I invite you to read this information. Every day, I'm not lying, I get reached out to every single day on LinkedIn or email or some other method. People saying, I got blocked on LinkedIn. How do I get my account back? And I said, did you use any plugins, any software, any Chrome extensions? Yes. But the company said that it was following all the LinkedIn policies and procedures. Or a friend said that they haven't gotten caught. They've had success with it. That is why. If you were to Google, are there any LinkedIn extensions or tools that LinkedIn approves? It's right there, clear as day. If you Google that, it will tell you LinkedIn does not officially approve specific third-party extensions or tools, and many use automation that violates the platform's terms of service. However, there are many extensions and tools that are popular for LinkedIn, though users should be cautious, as excessive or fake engagement can lead to account suspension. Examples of popular tools include Sales Navigator. This is LinkedIn's own premium tool, Grammarly, and Loom. So LinkedIn does have an official tool, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. This is LinkedIn's own premium tool for lead gen and prospect management, and its Chrome extension provides advanced search and lead recommendations directly from your feed. It is approved. But other popular ones that people use that violate, Authored Up, Grammarly, but that's, again, people aren't really using Grammarly for LinkedIn. It's just for punctuation correction, sentence correction. Canva, again, same thing. People are just creating content and then downloading it. So it's not really connected to that. Careerflow AI, Lusha, Wiza, Apollo.ai, which actually got restricted. Agora Pulse, Sprout Social. So the fact is, there was actually something that I found. There was a list of all of the banned LinkedIn user, all of the banned extensions and plugins and tools that people use. So I just want to make it very abundantly clear to anyone watching, anyone listening. These companies that are not affiliated with LinkedIn will lie to you. They will tell you they are following the terms of services. They will tell you they are abiding by the LinkedIn user agreement. But if you actually go where LinkedIn, if you go to LinkedIn Help, there is an article that says prohibited software and extensions. This was updated about 9 months ago. And I want to read this to you. And I want this really, really to sink in. LinkedIn is committed to keeping its members' data safe and its website free from fraud and abuse. In order to protect our members' data and our website, we do not permit the use of any third-party software, including crawlers, bots, browser plugins, or browser extensions that scrape, modify the appearance of, or automate activity on LinkedIn's website. So activity, that is liking, commenting, messaging, connecting. We also do not permit the use of fake accounts or fake engagement on LinkedIn's website, including any tools or services that try to manipulate LinkedIn's content algorithm. All of these tools violate the LinkedIn user agreement, including but not limited to the following prohibitions listed in Section 8.2. So it lists, literally, developing software. I read that one. Overlaying other modified services or the appearance, such as inserting elements into the services or removing, covering, or obscuring an advertisement, including the services, copy, use, or display. So again, you can read this. You just have to go on there. Now, LinkedIn has a very, very clear warning. Any member who uses tools for such purposes is in violation of the user agreement. This means that they risk having their accounts restricted or shut down. They also risk the possibility that any prohibited tools they're using may be non-operational without notice. This happened to Apollo.ai and Seamless.io. In order to maintain LinkedIn as a safe and trusted platform to facilitate authentic interactions between professionals and to keep our members' data safe, we're constantly working to improve our technical measures and defense against the operation of scraping, automation, or other tools that abuse LinkedIn's platform. Here's the rebuttal that I always hear from people. I don't have the time. I don't want to have to take 30 to 45 minutes a day to connect with people, to message people authentically, to create content, to engage back with people. I don't have the time. Well, here is my simple response to that. Then you don't belong on LinkedIn. Someone can argue with me up, down, left, right. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all get to choose how we want to spend it and where we want to spend it on. And if something is that important to us, we will make the time for it. So when someone says to me, I don't have the time, it takes too much time, I just want to set it and forget it. I don't want to have to be on there for 30 or 45 minutes. What you're really telling me is you don't value LinkedIn the way that you should. And in all honesty, you don't belong on the platform. Anyone that is using any automated software to connect, message, engage, anyone that is using any Chrome extension outside of Sales Navigator that is interacting or scraping data, you don't belong on LinkedIn. I am sorry. It is just the hard truth, and you can disagree with me all you want. But if you're disagreeing with me, you're basically disagreeing with LinkedIn and the user agreement that you agreed to abide by. What people forget, that is a legally binding agreement. When you opened up your LinkedIn account with the email address that you chose to, and you click that little checkbox that said, I agreed to all the terms and conditions of the LinkedIn user agreement, that is a legally binding agreement by yourself, the individual, and LinkedIn as a company. And if you choose to violate it, you have no one to blame but yourself. That is why Nancy and I are a proponent of helping people become the good ones on LinkedIn, that make the time to create that genuine connection, that see the value in specifically seeking out the right connection, specifically crafting messages that land the right way, to engage authentically in their own content, creating that content from scratch, so they can build the know, like, and trust, which is the number one tool for building any business that you want to grow and scale. So I invite anyone that disagrees or is unaware, just Google the LinkedIn user agreement. Google what Chrome extensions or what automated tools am I allowed to use on LinkedIn? And guess what? It is going to come back with a search result of nothing, because there are no tools right now that exist because LinkedIn does not support automation. So with that, before I sign off, again, if you're looking to get started on LinkedIn and want to create some high engaging content, download our free template that teaches you exactly how to. It's the high impact post templates for LinkedIn. You get 3 of them. It's like a Mad Lib style where you fill in the blanks and it helps you create and craft high engaging content, whether it's a text post or image text post. So I invite you to check that out. Again, if you're listening on the podcast, super easy. Just go to the description of the episode. The link is there. If you are watching on social, whether it's LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, just type the word me in the comments and I will send you the link. So I hope you found today's episode and today's training helpful. Love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you next time.